Hey everyone, Chris from VarsityGaming. I am going to be looking at a new post made by the Rainbow Six team today. It was posted at 1 p.m. I'm recording this at 9 p.m. at the same day. But I want to go over this. I posted in the community tab asking if you guys want to see my opinion on it, and a lot of you did. So I'll be talking about all the things that Ubisoft will now be implementing for better anti-cheat steps. So first, I'll go through and I'll just read everything that they posted. And then I'm going to break it down and talk about specific parts about what I agree with and what I disagree with in ways that it'll affect me or other people. But anyways, let's get into it. So most of you know Ubisoft has had a big issue with hackers on Siege, and now they're finally going to be doing something about it. They said, "Our next steps to combat cheating has been a priority in both the community and in the development team as of late. As such, we have been working towards the implementation of a few different tactics to bolster our anti-cheat. Over the last couple of weeks, we have increased our internal penetration testing efforts. This will allow us to discover more weak points in our architecture and correct them prior to their exploitation by cheat makers. Today, we've deployed a hotfix to address one of the hacks that has popped up recently. We have improved our process in a way that allows us to deploy hotfixes on PC once we have a validated hack fix available. Beginning on the week of July 16th, we will initiate the first ban wave for players that have been boosted by cheaters. Based on our data, this will impact approximately 600 accounts globally. As a reminder, being boosted by cheaters is a bannable offense under the code of conduct found here. Moving forward, our primary focus is on requiring all PC players to enable two-factor authentication in order to play ranked. We are in the process of testing the tech that will allow this to happen and will provide you with the dates and more details once those tests are complete. We are also exploring the viability and feasibility of several features around restrictions of players' matchmaking rating, the main one being negating MMR gains and losses for matches where a banned cheater was present. Another option is putting a restriction on skill gap in parties when queuing into ranked, meaning high-ranked players will not be able to queue with low-ranked players. Reactive measures we are looking into is improved reporting options in-game and taking legal actions. This list is not exhaustive, but are some of the top priorities we are working on. As mentioned above, we will not be sharing ETAs until we have confirmed live date for each item. We are committed to delivering a fair and balanced experience for all players, and providing visibility on where our efforts are focused is the first step to improving that experience." And that is everything. So there are a few key things that I want to talk about. The first one is the obvious. Approximately 600 accounts globally will be banned, at least in the first wave, of players that were boosted by cheaters. That is fucking amazing. There are so many people out there who had like level 200 plus accounts that went on these shitty websites and paid people to boost them up to diamond just because they were horrible at the game anyways, so they felt that they needed to get boosted in order to actually reach diamond for once. And it's also affected a lot of other people's experiences. I can for sure say that I've had people on my team that were 100% boosted. I've had people who were diamond who literally looked like they had no idea where anything on the map was and had no idea how to shoot their gun. But they do it because they just want the diamond charm and they think that makes them cool. But now all these people will be getting banned. First wave will be 600, which I thought was pretty small at first, but then I realized there's probably going to be 3 or 4 ban waves, and if they're all about 600, that's 2,400 people. It's a decent amount. But based on how many hackers I've run into, I feel like there's a couple thousand more that have all been boosting, but who knows. Alright, the next step. This is the big one that I want to talk about. Requiring all PC players to enable two-factor authentication in order to play ranked. This is something that I've talked about a lot before, and I really think that they should implement, but also will affect some things that I do. Having two-factor authentication on means that I will not be able to play on my solo smurf unless I buy another cell phone and another number to use for two-factor authentication, which really wouldn't be a huge deal because I can just buy some $20 burner phone at the supermarket and use that. But I do have a bigger chance of losing my account if, say, I lose my number or lose the phone, then I'm just kind of fucked there. And it just kind of adds more hassle to it. So there is the possibility that the Solo Smurf series might get cancelled if this doesn't work out, but realistically, it should be perfectly fine. But the main reason why I like this two-factor authentication being added is that you're going to get a lot of people who were trying to just boost other people for money, not being able to do that anymore. Forcing it to be authenticated means that they'll no longer be able to buy these 2-cent accounts on these random websites that have been hacked and sold. They won't be able to buy those anymore because they cannot put two-factor authentication for every single account. Unless they want to go out and buy phones every single time, it's going to be a big hassle for them. It won't get rid of all the hackers because there's still going to be some people who are going to be willing to do it. But it's going to get rid of the shitty ones who aren't willing to put in more effort. And when people have two-factor authentication enabled on their account, it makes it so much harder to steal. Because if you ever try to log into that account from a different computer than usual, it sends you a text message saying, here's your code, put this when you log in. And since they don't have that number, they won't actually be able to log in on that account. So it makes it so much harder for them to get new hacking and boosting accounts. And overall, this will kind of kill smurfing for a large part. Because there's a lot of people out there who are not willing to go and buy more phones just to play on more accounts. I'm willing to do it because I'm a content creator and it'll be worth it, but for them it really has no reason. So a lot of smurfs will be decimated with that, and a lot of people will be moving on to single accounts. Okay, now moving on to the other parts, some more things I want to talk about. Another big one is restrictions on players' matchmaking rank. So this is something a lot of people have been asking for a long time because it is an issue. You have people who are plat 3-to-1 queuing with people who are copper 4. This way you get much easier lobbies. You have lobbies that average out around gold 3, and then the plat just destroys everyone. You also have the person on their copper account who's probably a diamond on their main account just destroying everyone, and it's easy elo, aka MMR. So it's a pretty big issue and causes a lot of grief in the community, but I really hate that it's going to go, because that means if it does go, I won't be able to play with my friends. And I fully understand that people are like, oh, just go play casual, play casual. Casual fucking sucks. Has an extra minute for every single round. You don't get to see what site you are. You don't get to choose what site. It's a shitty experience. The only reason you should go into casual now is just to run around, try to get a kill, and then leave once you die. That's basically the whole point of casual. And it's also a horrible way to try to teach your friends how to play the game. Because casual plays out completely differently than ranked. You have people running random strats that make no sense, and also people just waiting out the time. I can't tell you how many times I've played casual in the past few weeks, and it's just people sitting on the roof waiting for the 4 minutes to expire because they're too afraid to push. That's horrible. Like, if it was a 3-minute time, then sure, whatever, they're just going to wait it out, it'll be like a ranked match. But 4 minutes adds up over time. If you do every single round and every single round goes out to the full 4 minutes, that's an extra 5 minutes wasted in a match. So casual is not really a viable option to play in. And if I want to teach my friends stuff, I want to be able to say, okay, we're going to go this site, you need to choose these operators. If we play casual, it's just, oh, you can choose this operator, but we might get this random site that this operator is going to be completely useless on, and then they don't want to learn that. One friend in particular, Rob, loves running Mira, but half the time she's really horrible for each site on casual. If we knew what site we were going to go, I could tell Rob, hey, Mira is not good here, she's going to be horrible, choose someone else, and he will change. But in the meantime, everyone will just go whatever operator they want and then hope it works on that site. So unless they make changes to casual, or they'll basically make it like ranked, I want 3-minute timers. I want at least to know what objective you're going to go. That would be amazing. And also being able to choose your spawn on attack. So unless they make these changes, it's going to be incredibly hard to actually teach people the game. Ranked is where you learn. Casual is where you have fun and don't care. But one more thing, and this is where I'm going to really break it down and why I think an MMR limiter might not be the best option until Ubisoft fixes their goddamn rank system. It's so fucking broken. Let's say, for an example, I am a Plat 2 player sitting at 3800 elo. Meanwhile, my friend is a Gold 2 player sitting at 3000 elo, exactly. We have a difference of about 800, but we are only 3 ranks away from each other. So he's a Gold 2, that means he has to go to Gold 1, Plat 3, and then Plat 2, and he'd be at my rank. So 3 rank difference. But there's an 800 elo difference. Now, let's go down into the lower ranks. Let's say, for this example, my friend was a Copper 1, sitting at 1600 elo, exactly. And then to be 800 elo away from him, I'd be a Silver 1. I'd be sitting at 2400 elo, exactly. However, in this case, we have a rank difference of 8 separate ranks. So between Plat 2 and Gold 2, 800 elo is only a 3 rank difference. Between Copper 1 and Silver 1, 800 elo is an 8 rank difference. That's fucking huge. And there's a huge skill gap between Copper 1 and Silver 1. But there's not too much of a skill gap between Gold 2 and Plat 2. Yet they're the same amount of elo apart. It's just all over the place, and they need to fix that before they add any MMR limiters. They need to have every single rank the same amount of elo apart, and fix the way the rank system works. But moving on from that, one very important thing here is that Ubisoft has kind of said that they might be taking legal action against the hackers, which For those of you who don't know, if you look at other games like Blizzard with Overwatch, Blizzard will find out what cheats are being used and then find out who created the cheat and then just sue them into the ground. There are globally known people who make hacks and cheats for games who will not touch games like Overwatch because they don't want to get sued. As soon as you put your software out there to be sold and people will pay for it, it's super easy to find out who's making it and for them to sue you. So if Ubisoft actually takes legal action against them, that'll be a huge step towards stopping people from hacking. No one wants to make hacks for a game where they could get sued and lose all their money and more. They could have their entire life ruined. So that's an incredibly important thing that they kind of just threw in at the end there. I think the reason why they didn't talk too much about it is kind of what they said at the bottom, where they don't want to give the people too many details and don't want to let them be able to just skip town and get the fuck out before they're affected. But that's it for the list, and that's kind of my thoughts. To summarize, basically, two-factor authentication is good. Accounts won't be sold. It kind of sucks for my extra accounts because I probably won't be able to use them in ranked anymore. And then for MMR, if they change casual to be like ranked and also fix the whole ranking system, I would be happy with this change as well. And then lastly, I hope these people who created all these cheats and hacks get fucking sued into the ground and lose all their money. Because honestly, scum of the earth. And also a big fuck you to all the people who have been boosted by cheaters. I can't wait for your account to get banned. Anyways, take care guys. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on July 16th when all the boosted people get banned.